Hello everyone, this is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. How's everybody doing today? It is August 12th, 2025. Boy, look at that nice valley we're driving through. Thought this would be a good scenic drive to do a video. Anyway, what's the video about today? Trump calling out the National Guard to Washington, D.C. Okay, I can understand where some people would be for it. You know, living in a crime-ridden city and stuff, cops can't do it. But this is not right, okay? Maybe if we enforce the laws in this country and actually held people accountable for their crimes, okay, he wouldn't have to do this. But, you know, he talks about cleaning up crime in D.C., the small-time petty criminals, but the real big ones, you know, that are on the list that don't exist. But all that stuff's on my other channel. Anyway, so now we have to prep. If you live in a big city, and he named Chicago as one, that you'll have to prep for dealing with the military. Because I could only imagine that when the troops come to your city, I mean, you'll have certain rights that will be suspended. You'll have curfews and stuff. Okay? And they use it all under the guise of fighting crime. Except the real criminals aren't going to be arrested. Okay? It's the real criminals that are running the military in the city. Anyway, like I say, if you want to watch my other channel, Hidden Truths, 1967, you'll get to hear all that stuff. But like I say, now we got to prep for the government coming. Okay, this is unreal. Well, what happens if they suspend your Second Amendment and go door to door collecting guns? The military doing that? Oh, that would be beyond real. That would just be beyond real. Start taking your preps. You know, if I was a prepper in a big city, I'd get the hell out. I mean, they're voicing what they're going to do. It's going to get bad. It's just going to be, you know, DC will just be the template for what they're going to do in Chicago, in New York. If you live in these big cities, you really need to work on getting out. You know, you sit there and come out here where I live and stuff. Places are really cheap. Place in town. Now, it's hard to get land because, you know, if you don't have $1 million, because they don't usually sell land in 10-acre plots here. It's sold in, you know, 640-acre square sections. It's sold in stuff like that. So, not what you would call farm places. Oh, here comes a nice place. Got his flag out. I know this guy. When I was in the tree business, I did work for him. His driveway's all the way back the other way. But anyway, preparing yourself for the government showing up in your city. Oh, and let's not forget, we got to prepare for alien invasion too at the end of November. Anyway, don't forget about that. I don't know, who would you rather have in your city, aliens or the government? I guess if you got already illegal aliens in your city, you're already dealing with some sort of alien, aren't you? But that's just another thing you got to prep for. But anyway, this calling the military out. You know, why don't if the cops can't do the damn job, and the prosecutors aren't going to enforce, you know, send people to trial and do the whole rigmarole. You know, D.C. didn't have a problem locking up January 6th protesters. But if they're not going to sit there, if they're not going to, if the people in charge aren't going to enforce the laws, then the people that are being affected by the people in charge not enforcing the laws need to act. Sorry about this video. It's kind of grating. It's kind of off and on here. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the scene. But see, you live in the big city or live out here like this. What would you rather choose? I mean, you see out here, if the government were to try to take over, okay, they need a lot more troops on the ground than just a roadblock here or there. Okay, a lot of us, we know how to travel cross country out here. The roads just make it easy. Sometimes. You get a lot of rain out here, that all changes. But I'd rather deal with Mother Nature than illegal aliens, the government, or the aliens that are coming in the bill. So, you know, it's a bad thing when our president, who's been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, has to call in the military to secure and liberate, as he says, his own capital. Get rid of the homeless. Maybe if the government actually did something to help the people of this country, there wouldn't be so many homeless. Anyway, gave them a purpose to live, gave them a reason to succeed. But anyway, so now you people in the bigger cities are going to have to deal with maybe the government showing up. Nationalized troops. You know, and some of these mayors, you know, Tom Homan or whatever he is, dealing with illegal immigration, you know, they said they're not going to deal with these governors or city mayors that are going to try to fight them doing their job. So they're just giving the federal government a reason to sit there and come in there with all sorts of people under the guise of something else. I don't like it. I mean, they're trying to disarm you, and then the military think the military is going to show up with just billy clubs. No, they're going to have, what do they say, assault weapons, war type weapons that they're going to be carrying on American streets. This little one-lane bridge over the North Platte River, pretty cool. Got to make sure that nobody's coming from the other way. Because if you meet in the middle, why is it only this wide? Because you could get two wagons across going the opposite ways at the same time. Anyway, now we're heading into a small town called Llewellyn. That's why I love it out here. You know, they ain't gonna sit there and come here and invade us. Ain't much crime out here. What are you gonna steal out here? Everybody knows everybody. Stranger comes into town, you're noticed. Anyway, so now you people in the, like I say, in the big cities, got to worry about the old Uncle Sam coming in with his, you know, speak softly and carry a big stick. So get out of the city. That's the best prep I could say for it. And if you are a prepper, make sure you hide it, okay? Definitely don't want the government to know anything more than they already know about you. Crazy time, people. It's crazy time. So the government's going to be there to protect you. Anybody believe that? But that's all I got for today. I tell you what, this is getting crazier by the day. Crazier by the day. I'm so glad I woke up to this back in the early 90s, or the mid 90s, of what was going to happen. It just got a lot worse than I thought. But anyway, all you big city folk, get the hell out of the city. It's not going to be a safe zone anymore, especially with the government there. Anyway, that's all I got. Everybody enjoy their day. This is Lone Wolf Prepper. I'm out of here.